And we're live.
And we're live. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. We
Hi.
are Late
Hello.
Night Snacks.
Hi, Sarah.
Welcome.
Hi, Sarah. It's good to see you.
Okay, it's a little crazy here right now. Oh, Siri just went off. It's a little crazy here right now, so we're going to calm down. We just want to apologize for our tardiness on our inaugural show here.
Yes.
And we're experiencing a lot of technical difficulties, as one always does with these things. But we're here. There's a few of you here to join us. We want to just introduce ourselves, say who we are, why we're here, and talk about the last couple episodes of American Horror Story, because I know people were out there wanting to talk about it or wanting to hear our opinions on it from Beyond the Horror. And that's why we're here. We're here to engage in discussion. So before we meet everybody, let me just tell you who we are. We are Late Night Snacks. How we became Late Night Snacks is the three of us are up late night every single night. We all became grouped together through Mary Girl Moody on her fan channel and Freaks of the AHS board. We became friends. We became John and I are admins for Mary. Diana was on a show that we were trying to do as a corresponding show for Mary. And so without Mary, without all of us meeting through her site and through her love of American Horror Story, none of this would be possible. None of us would even be in each other's lives. And so much love to our Mother Supreme. Mary, we love you. We hope things are going well for you. We know that you've had some trying times lately. We are here. I'm a phone call away. Anytime you want to come on the show, anytime you want to call, show up at my doorstep, I don't care. We're here for you, okay? So yes, BRT, hashtag
Absolutely.
Mary's admins are also here, and they are also adminning for are moderating for us.
I
today,
know.
So
Thanks, you guys. And I'd love to admin for us.
Yes, it's so incredibly awesome. We really, really appreciate it. You're welcome to join us anytime. So what is Late Night Snacks, and how does that differ from some of Mary's shows, and why what you guys are used to seeing, like Beyond the Horror or the Crime Stories on Fridays, or her Wednesday weekly live streams with Dawn on Wednesdays, is we are not going to be an American Horror Story focused group.
No.
We are going to be a potpourri of anything. Hence how we came up with the name. Not only were we up late night, is Late Night Snacks kind of invokes the thought of whatever you open the fridge and whatever's there. That's what we're going to be. We're going to be whatever is there for the day, whatever is going on in our lives, whatever is going on in your lives, whatever's going on in the world. We will have kind of a centralized topic of discussion for that day, and then just see where the conversation takes us. Because for the three of us, we found that we work best together when we're just gabbing. We're just shooting the shit. We're just talking. We're just having a good time. And we wanted to involve you guys into the conversation. And what better way to do this is to talk about American Horror Story, because that's why we were all here. That's why we were all brought together.
So we figured we'd start there.
That's where we're starting.
We'll go from there. We're going to talk about our hobbies, and we're going to talk about our loves, and we're going to talk about our problems, and all sorts of stuff. So it's going to be it should be a lot of fun. We'll see.
We also want to get you guys involved too. So
it is a discussion. It's a group discussion. We are a group of people who would like to sit around, talk, and sit around and gossip, and we want to invite you into that conversation.
And we have everything in common and nothing in common.
Correct.
We are all so different.
We will be same time, same place every single week. We're going to try and be as absolute consistent as possible. So today is Thursday. We are going at 7 p.m. It's just a little bit later than we normally will, I believe, guys.
Yeah.
We're going to lock down time. There will be Thursday evenings, every single Thursday, and we will have something posted next week on Thursday. It will be pre-taped, but
it will be Thanksgiving.
We will have something for you guys next Thursday. If we do something extra outside of Thursday, that will be something extra. But right now, Thursdays are going to be the consistent date. You should be able to see our three faces pop up every single Thursday around the clock on the calendar. So if you want to join us, here we are. So let's meet everybody. If you guys don't know us, I don't know who's all with us, but I
saw Tammy.
Whoever, I guess on my
Tammy's here. BRT is here.
Okay, so we'll start with Di. Say hello.
Hi, I'm Diana. Lady Di just kind of happened because everybody just called me Di. I am actually the elder of the group. I'm the old lady. And I am a music fanatic. I am into catty cats. And I'm a big astrology person. So my problem is makeup. I'm addicted, and lucky you guys because I'll be doing giveaways because I get lots of extra makeup in subscription boxes. What else?
Yep. So yes, she just mentioned giveaways. We are going to try and incorporate giveaways into the show. We have a lot of stuff. Giveaways will always be focused on what we're talking about. So, for example, if I'm building a new Lego set for the week, we're going to give away Lego. If Diana's talking about her makeup hoarding, she's going to try and pan off some of her hoarding onto you guys. So we're going to try and incorporate, always incorporate in the conversation. So
and some CDs.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
For me, it's movies and music.
Well, introduce yourself.
I'm sorry.
May not know you.
Sorry about that.
I'm good. That's me. I'm a Sagittarius, and I'm a music person, and I'm a crazy cat lady. And we spend a lot of time at home, the three of us.
Too much. That's all we do. Okay, Don.
All right. So I am Don. I am not the eldest in the group. Am I?
No, I am. You're the middle child.
Middle child.
You're Jan.
Oh, good. That means that I can throw fits anytime I want.
I'm Marcia.
And yes, we all came together with a common goal because we do sit for hours and talk about anything and everything, and sometimes nothing
Sometimes
at all.
At 3 a.m. Sometimes at 3 o'clock in the morning.
My hobbies are music of all sorts. I'm a big movie buff, and TV shows, of course. But obviously, from what Michael said, we are not going to be just focusing on American Horror Story. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on. I'm also a big craft person because I'm always making something. So you guys never know. I may give away a diamond painting or something like that.
Oh, she's so talented.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. So
The one thing we do have in common, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you with that. We're all about the support, the love, and the inclusivity. We're all from different places, different backgrounds. We do all live in the state of California, so we are on the same time zone.
Yeah, we're all in the same time.
Southern California.
We're all within like 2 hours of each other. It's kind of strange.
Yeah, so there may be field trips. You may see us go stream live when
we might go to Universal Studios or San Diego.
Yeah,
you never know. Maybe a concert.
It'd be fun. Okay, so just a little bit brief on me. I'm going to be your kid in the group. I'm the baby here. I'm the one with all the toys. I'm the one with all the collectibles. I'm the one with the comic books. So you're going to see all that side of me. You're going to see. But one special thing that I am going to be doing, and some of you guys have seen some hints of it. Some of you guys have heard me talk about it. I have a museum-style room in my home that I have been working on for over a year, and I continue to work on it every single day. Nobody has seen it in the public except for my husband who lives here and a couple friends that stop by. I'm going to be revealing it weekly here on the show until it's ready to reveal, and I'll talk more about it later on a different episode. I'll talk about it and why it means a lot to me. So that would be part of outside of the toys and stuff that I did. And so I'm seeing everybody's here. Sarah, bless your heart for coming.
Oh my gosh, Sarah! I just got back from the UK. I'm ready to move.
Yes.
Yes. Take me with you. I grew up in the UK. I'm ready to go back. So, well, let's get to the point of the show. We don't want to be here. We're already running 15 minutes behind, so we don't want to keep everybody up late. Like Sarah is up at 3 a.m. So
yes,
we want to make sure we move things right along, keep things on topic. We're going to ask you guys every single week, or we'll ask each other, what's on the menu? Because that's just kind of tongue in cheek of who we are and late night snacks. So tonight, guys, what's on the menu?
Well, what's on the menu tonight is episodes 7, 8, and 9.
It's American Horror Story tonight. It's the reason we found each other. And yes, we wanted to talk after the finale. And I was getting over, I had surgery. I'm fine. It's fine.
Nothing.
And so these guys jumped on And they thought, let's just, when we do our first show, let's get everybody together and talk about what we loved, what we hated, and just kind of recap the season a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I know that a lot of you guys are fans of Beyond the Horror, and we are all panel members on Beyond the Horror,
Yes.
and everybody has been chomping at the bit to talk about it. We did get an opportunity through Mary to go live last week and just gush about the finale a little bit. And so again, so much love to Mother Supreme. We love you for allowing
Yes.
us on this platform to do that. And we know that people still want to talk about it a little bit, and we want to wrap the season up. We don't want to leave it open-ended, and hopefully we will be back with Mary to do a formal finale soon.
Yeah.
As soon as she,
Yeah,
gets
she's
through her
up
stuff,
for
and
it.
we're with you in spirit.
Let's do it.
But we'll be there if when it happens. We'll be there. But tonight for our show, it was a good way for us to engage you guys in the conversation and to start our own show. So let's talk American Horror Story. Let's wrap this up. So Diana did say we were going to cover 7, 8, 9, which is basically the last 3 episodes. It was really the climax of the season, and where it just kind of all just spilled out and really gave us some of the best American Horror Story, I have to say, that they have ever given us, and some really interesting choices. I think, in my opinion, and we'll talk about it a little bit more as we go along each individual episode, but in my opinion, episode 7 was one of the best American Horror Story episodes ever. Episode 8 was total trash, and episode 9, the finale, was the best American Horror Story finale to date. That's just my opinion, and I think that goes with how the season really went.
I
Some
think
really good stuff.
Good, bad,
Some really amazing
good, bad,
writing, and some utter trash. Just some absolute utter nonsense for the season.
I honestly think we could have gone without episode 8, and we would have been fine.
We could have gone without about 3 of those episodes, but
maybe the
episode 8 in this episode 8 in this climax, what happened in 8, and how they just went right back to where the negativity and the bad stuff that was kind of going far left with the season was like all encompassed in one episode again. It was like, here we are, we're right back on the same. We've jumped the shark again. It's just utter nonsense. And then they give us that beautiful finale. It's like, so they need to get their writers' room together and really get on focus. But and I loved this season as a whole. Once it was said and done, I have my problems with it, though. I have some really significant problems that I haven't had an opportunity to share yet that really bothered me through the season, but we'll get to that when we get to the negativity. So,
Tammy just made a comment real quick.
What's the?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Hotel's my favorite too.
Yeah,
absolutely. Me and you, Tammy.
Yep.
Yes, lots of people are people fall in kind of categories with American Horror Story. There's people like myself who are like about the intimacy and about the characters, because when American Horror Story started for me, it was about what Ryan presented to us was a troupe of actors who were going to be in an anthology show, and every season they were going to be given new opportunities to create new characters and still continue to interact with each other. Like in the old minstrel days or the old Shakespearean days, it was just going to be a troupe of actors every single year. And I was so on board with that. It's something I grew up with and through improv groups and theater groups. And I was so behind that thing. And then all of a sudden we got this whole connection bullshit. I'm sorry. I hate the connection bullshit. I hate it. Everybody knows I hate it. And I think it has ruined American Horror Story. I think it's gone completely against everything that they set out to do with this ensemble group of, everything different, but that's neither here nor there. But with this whole season, it has given us, like people are saying they love Hotel, they love the grandiosity of Hotel. I'm a freak show guy. I love the intimacy of Freak Show. I love the character development. They're really going it through and dissecting characters and really moving characters along. And this season gave us a little bit of both. It gave us the grandiosity, the craziness of something like a hotel, really big and just out of the box, and then some really intimate moments there in the finale about character development. So it's given us all, but fortunately, it didn't give us the connection crap that Apocalypse did, which was nothing but utter trash fan service. But here we are.
Yeah, but I mean, I love all the seasons.
Michael, Tammy didn't hear what you said. Which one is your favorite season?
Freak Show.
Freak Show. Actually, we all know that. I don't know that I even have a favorite, because I love Asylum, I love Murder House, all for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
There are some that are very. high up for me, and some that are okay.
Well, for me, the top two for me are Hotel and Asylum. And then this season moved into the top three for me.
Yeah, I have to say that this season, like, let's talk 7 since we're here. With episode 7, with Lily Rabe's performance and how that came into an individual episode. It was really just her episode, and they gave her that moment to shine. That's going back to talk about what I was talking about the troupe of actors and the the whole minstrel kind of things. That's what they would do. They would give like a solo or give a monologue to an actor and let them carry the show that way. And that's what they just did with Lily Rabe in that episode. They're like, Lily, this is yours.
Mhm.
Take your moment and shine. And boy, did she shine. She showed that cast
Blew it out of the water.
veteran level versus this new introductory level, and it was two absolute different levels of acting and different levels of character.
Do you guys
development,
know who
and
her mother is?
needed it. Who?
Lily Rabe's mother
Lily Rabe?
is Jill Clayburgh.
Oh yeah.
Really? I didn't know that. Huh.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No.
I guess. Well,
She
I do
is-
like the fact that we get, the same people coming back every year playing different roles. That's what I
Mhm.
like.
Yeah, that's what the idea of the show was. That's how the show got greenlit. And we had some returns. I think there was a fresh cast that kind of carried
Yeah.
this season.
And they did really well.
They did fine. There was some, when you got the veterans in there, you saw how new and fresh this cast was when
Right.
the veterans were there. But the veterans were, when Dylan came in and Lily Rabe came in, it was a breath of fresh air to have them in there. But I don't think this cast faltered anywhere. I think
No.
This
I
season
think,
to me was good, but so different.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah, as they
not
often
that
be.
same kind of seriousness as
Yeah.
some of the other seasons.
the way I looked at it, the way I look at every single season of American Horror Story is they pick not only just a theme of story, but they pick a theme of presentation, a theme of filmmaking, like
I have to
Roanoke
take out
with
for 2
the
seconds, I'm
reality,
sorry.
or
Something
they
just
take,
fell.
or they take Hotel with the grandiosity and everything is over the top and everything is fashion and then you take Asylum, which is basically kind of set in the tone of that old Geraldo Rivera special about the darkness and the dark corners and everything. Freak Show was a love letter to, not Freak Show, 1984 was a love letter to the 80s. Every single step of every single way that they went all the way through the finale was something you could pluck right out of an 80s television show or movie. And they never lost their way with that. It's like you literally could dissect every single scene. And that's why, Di, you were saying that how this was so different is because we were being thrusted with 1980s just goo at us every single minute of every single episode all the way through. It's not
Well,
like just
but it
watching a
wasn't
1-2 hour movie or
So
1 hour.
serious.
It
It
was
was
the whole season.
gory and campy.
And for those of us
And
who grew
look
up
at
in the 80s, it
Friday
was
the
perfect.
13th, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, all of those the slasher films, they were gory and campy
And
as
see,
hell. And-
I've not seen many of those.
But let's go back to 7 really quick. But look at, you take all that gore, you take all that camp, you take all that silliness, and then you put a character like Lily Rabe in, and what she did as that mother, and then the development of Jingle's son. All of a sudden, it was brilliant. It was absolutely masterclass. It was completely brilliant. I was blown off because I was ready. I was done with 84 until we got to that episode because the 2 previous episodes right before it, once they left the camp, it was just nonsense. It really, really was. And I'll tell you why I hated certain elements of the show. But the first 4 episodes, I was so bored. After that, I was out until Lily Rabe showed up, and then I was right back in. So it shows you what one performance could do for people who you kind of check out. They're like, it is what it is. And my biggest reason why I checked out before episode 7 was Richard Ramirez. And I don't think anybody's ever talked about it on any of these reviews or any of these shows.
No.
And I just may be being oversensitive or something, but the fact that they used a living man who lived, who had victims, who had families who were affected, who had viewers who were affected by. My husband lived in the area. You guys lived in that area during that time, and it's like, it was really irresponsible and incredibly distasteful to rewrite this monster's life as this kind of fantasy, fun, campy 80s slasher serial killer. He became a new Jason, or he became the new fanatical, risen from the dead Satan guy. And
I don't think that's
why do
what
you have to be the real person?
Ryan
you
meant. Because
but it
Mr.
was so-
Jingles was
I-
made up.
Mr. Jingles is made up. Why couldn't this Ramirez character been made up, been a Ramirez copycat, been a different new serial killer? Why did it have to be Richard Ramirez? Why did it have to be in your face?
Maybe because Zach Villa was available and he saw what he was like.
But he would have been perfect.
Take this.
He would have been perfect. He would have been perfect as a Ramirez copycat.
Yeah,
And
they
you could
still
have
could
worked
have
the
done
whole
it that way.
storyline in there. And then we get to the end and you got
the
killing
fantasy of him
Lamar
being
from
killed.
is still alive.
The fantasy
Okay.
of Ramirez
But
being
that's the thing.
killed over and over again is what people would have loved
But
to
that's
do.
not how. But that's not how he died. It's not like a let's. This man really lived, and this man really had a
No,
death, and
I
this man
was
really
terrorized by
had
him.
a
I was
story.
22.
And yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's just my head. By
I
the time
do
it bothered me in my head, it completely bothered me. Yeah, through the
No,
rest of the
I
season.
agree with you, Michael. He could have just turned him into a copycat, but he didn't do that. And that's
But then he used Billy Idol. He used
Well, we didn't see Billy.
Belinda Carlisle.
Kajagoogoo bothered me severely. Lamar from Kajagoogoo comes out, and all of a sudden they're gonna have this big slasher from Lamar from Kajagoogoo. I'm like, the dude's still alive. You know, it's like, why did you have to have real named people that are walking around? I don't know. I don't get it. I just think with Kajagoogoo, they didn't go around slaughter a bunch of people. They didn't break in people's houses and create victims and families of murdered people or raped women or girls and stuff. Kajagoogoo was just a band, and maybe Lamar signed off for that for the band. That was fine. But the fact that Richard Ramirez and Richard Ramirez's family couldn't stand there and speak for themselves, or the victims could speak for themselves watching. Maybe one of the victims' sisters was a real big American Horror Story fan, and then all of a sudden they got to watch this fantasy of Richard Ramirez, every single week. I don't know. I can rant about it all night. I just know in my head it bothered me, and once it bothered me, it took me out of the show. I couldn't. Those middle episodes where after he had risen from the dead and in the prison when he was the whole Satan thing and he became the smoke monster like Lost, and he went into the bathroom and the guy was taking a shit and tell the guard to go kill somebody, and I was like, dude, the man lived, and the man really hurt people, and now all of a sudden he's a smoke monster. It's what the fuck?
He fit the time frame, Tammy.
The time frame, yeah.
And it was a way to get Brooke
because somebody fit the time frame. But it's like you could have had a copycat. You could have had a made up copycat because Richard Ramirez really was out there doing this. You could have mentioned him in the show when they used him in a hotel.
He was a Satanist, and he was pure evil.
He didn't run around as a smoke monster and getting people out of prison.
Well, yeah, but these people were all ghosts too. I mean, it's
not like some day camp either.
No, it wasn't a day camp.
It's so easy in a fictional show to use somebody's real identity to say, "Oh my God, you know that Night Stalker dude that's hunting everybody in Central LA? This is fucking freaking me out." And then this creepy dude comes out of the corners, and he's like, "I'm Richard Ramirez." And Brooke could have been like, "You ain't fucking Richard Ramirez. Richard Ramirez." And then you realize this is a copycat, and then it ends up being a original character who is copycat.
Yeah, I guess it's the way he wrote it. He wove in Montana and Brooke. It kind of was a cohesive way to bring everyone together.
Unnecessary, but again, I'm creating a big old cube about it.
I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I liked Zach Villa. I thought he did a great job of becoming Robert Ramirez.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Ricky.
Tammy just made a comment where she says Ryan uses a lot of real history people, and yes, and I made this point when I wrote up my write up about it, was that he does, like in Hotel when he had on Devil's Night in Hotel, all of that was done in line with these people's real lives and the monstrosities that these people did commit, real facts about who they were, and it didn't try to rewrite their history in any way. It was a way to get like a ghost party and then telling like some history, like Lily Ray's performance as Eileen Wuornos was phenomenal. But that's how the woman really was. That was really her real story. They didn't rewrite her story to tell it in Devil's Night. They told Eileen's story in Devil's Night. The only one that ever bothered me before was the whole crap and cult with the Zodiac killer and what's her face, doing the whole the one who shot Eddie Warhol. That was that girl. I'm not. That's the exact same line that I felt then that I felt here. It's like, why are you rewriting all that crap? Why are you rewriting the Zodiac killers thing when you did? So I felt the same way as I did here. We just didn't have this platform to talk about it. because I just think in a fictional based show with real life facts around you, you keep the real life facts around you. And,
Right.
and then there was one distasteful comment. And
I mean,
in
there
episode
are
8,
other shows that incorporate how they think the serial killers would have done stuff. I've seen stuff on the Zodiac,
yeah, people
on
people have-
Manson, even.
Sure. It's a matter of, to me, it was just a matter of taste and a matter of responsibility. And it crossed the line for me in this. And I guess it's just my own mind working overtime that once it crossed the line for me, I couldn't get over it. And and the more I talked about it, the more it brought me up. So it was just one of those
You
things.
know, you have the right to feel how you feel.
Mhm.
You know, and if that bothers you, like there's other things that bother us.
Sure.
But in
Oh,
that
absolutely.
specific season, that bothering you is valid
Yeah.
because it's your feeling.
On the same lines that, and this will be, then we can move on. But the same lines, there was episode 8. Let's talk about how that storyline was right back to the Jump the Shark storyline. But episode 8, what's her face mentions to Dylan about the houses, all the houses that she bought, Margaret, all the different houses she bought. And then she talks about the Ed Gein's house, and she and then she goes on to what's his face, the clown, what's his face house?
That was
Here.
that was Gacy,
Gacy.
and that was an episode. That was in the 100th episode. Yeah, but yeah.
Oh yeah, and she said, make sure that man is up there serving ice cream in that crawl space. I fell off the couch. I was like, do you know what they
People have
found
been
in that crawl?
painting her as a
Yeah, they depicted it fine, but I don't know why. I don't know why I was so sensitive to that. I was like, holy shit, did they really
she was
just go there?
just a very bad person.
Bad.
Was
Yeah,
twisted,
she gave you a meaning to
took
bad.
advantage of people.
Yeah, it was. I'm not normally PC sensitive, but it was.
Yeah,
That one took me off really, really bad. Really, because these are little boys that were found up in there. You know, kids. Anyway, okay, my rant is over. Oh,
Well, they did that to show why she bought the camp, because that's what she did. She bought Lizzie Borden's house, and then they threw Liar Creek in there.
I said the one particular line took me off.
yeah.
That was good shit.
I did love her character, though. I loved to hate her.
Margaret. Oh,
Yeah.
Grossman's crazy. She does really, really well with that kind of stuff.
She's just
when she
twisted as any other
character,
serial killer.
Okay, well, let's ask the question, guys. Who is your favorite character this season? Was there one? Was there more than one? Let us know in the comments.
Kevin.
Who's yours, Dawn?
My favorite, I had two, actually. My favorite characters were Montana and Trevor.
Okay, wait, hold on. Before we go, were we just generalizing now? Let's just get
Pretty much.
Yeah, I guess we skipped around a little.
Yeah, we skipped around. Sorry.
throw out. No, let's just throw out
That's how
the
we
episode.
normally talk. Sorry.
What about the audience? Who is your favorite? Tammy?
Nobody?
Sarah?
Anybody
Lost
have any
everybody?
favorites?
Nobody?
I think no.
There's a cult. Are they behind? We'll get to cult one of these days and talk about that.
One of these days.
We haven't had any coverage on cult because cult was
No.
really incredibly divisive. It was a very divisive season, and it's timing. I think cult's a masterpiece, but that's me.
Mhm.
See, not one of my favorites. It was fine. I didn't love it. Didn't hate
Donna
it.
and VRT says Donna and Trevor. What an amazing performance! What for her to come out and pose the way she did and just grow so much. And I love the fact it was so refreshing to see a fully transgender woman on screen as a woman, as a female character that had nothing to do with her sexuality. Had not one single second instance that had nothing.
Oh,
to do
there we
with her
go. Now we.
That was great. So I hope
I thought it was cast really well.
that was amazing.
I don't think, as much as I wasn't into this the whole thing, I was hating on the characters because they all played it to the hilt.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not a big Emma Roberts person. I mean, I like her.
You don't want me to go there. I do not like Emma Roberts at all.
Okay, I don't. Again, she's somebody that, like, for example, Billy Lord. I love Billy Lord. And she, I thought, was the perfect Montana. That they were cast perfectly. There wasn't anybody where you said someone else should have been that character.
Nope.
Yeah.
For how Ryan wrote it, casting the people, I mean, taking someone like Matthew Morrison, who we haven't seen for a long time, he's been on Broadway, to come from Glee to do that kind of smarmy, porn star kind of guy was awesome.
Mr. Shoe got a big old dick.
Who is known for having a huge schlong, which was so 80s. Everybody was obsessed with John Holmes and anybody like him. And there was a lot of them. Jamie Gillis. I could go on. I'm the porn girl too. But so I didn't have a specific character that I loved. I actually turned out to love Jingle, where I liked him before. I liked him even more now.
Yeah.
But and in the beginning, Richard Ramirez was kind of sexy, which kind of scared me. Well, because he, as just the actor himself, if you took his name away and saw him on the screen, he kind of had that, like, that's why Montana was drawn to him. And then she saw what he was. So I thought they did a good job. Even Emma, who I'm not a huge fan of, I thought she played it well.
Oh no, she did a great job. She's just not my favorite person. I don't like her personally. As an actor,
one of the first things I said. Yeah, that was one of the first things that I said reviewing the show in early. I was like, wow, Emma's going to carry this season. She's going to do really well. And she proved herself that she could carry a full season on her shoulder.
She did in the beginning, and then he let the others come through, and then Lily drove it home.
Well, like I said on our last show was how they brought Donna's story forward and allowed Donna to kind of bring the story to the end with Emma as like the two final girls, the two leading ladies. I can applaud that forever. It took me back. I really thought they were going to kill Donna off, but the fact that they put them as equal and move them forward into into the end.
I mean, I didn't like the whole that she was alive and she didn't find out all those years later. And I was so upset I didn't want to reach out to you. Then I wanted to slap her.
Real. Yeah, it's kind of real though. That kind of happens with people. It's like they just can't make that final
Donna saved her life like many times over. The least she could have done was let her know she was alive.
Well, that was another thing that I thought was such a great choice that the writers did in the finale was the fact that when Donna was confronting Emma, Donna and Emma, we use all these names. When they were talking to each other, she said that she was hurt that she didn't get contact her, and then this weird music starts to kick in, and there's this real sense of uncomfortable. And I said, "Oh God, are they going to have Emma jump up and slash her throat or something?" I was like, "That would be really stupid," and they didn't. They kept the moment really special, and they kept the moment as just hurt feelings on Donna's behalf. But yet she was able to forgive her because they love each other so much. They've been through so much shit together, and then they left the scene.
It does
so much happen in such
kind of like echo the horror movie.
Love that shit.
Yep. Well, and I did love the fact that neither one of them aged at all.
Yeah, what's up with that? Can I have that? It's like you have to go out of your way to say that you're married to a plastic surgeon, and that's why you look so good.
Well, I thought they aged Donna pretty well.
They aged Donna. They didn't age Brooke at all.
Because in 1984, for example, I was 23. So now I'm 56, and I have most definitely aged. And if Emma Roberts was 23, now she would be 56.
Yeah.
Look at the kind of money that character was supposed to have had.
I know.
They put a little gray in her hair. But come on, they have makeup people.
that didn't bother me. I
I
thought
was
Billy
happy,
Logan.
I was happy that they picked it up with the finale was great. They did everything right with the finale.
We'll
Everything.
talk
Yeah.
about
It's like everyone had all these things built up, like Billy Idol's going to show up and all this other stuff. It's like, no, it's simple. It was not
I
ever
know,
supposed
yes,
to happen
yes,
at
it
all.
feels just like
And I
these
thought
shows.
it was so much more realistic.
Yes, it was so much more 80s is what it was,
Yeah.
because they in those 80s films you build up to a big huge grand finale and it's always underwhelming. It's always like, we're going to go to the five-ring circus, and then they're showing a tent outside, that because the budget runs out in these movies. And that's exactly what they did in the finale. They promised this big huge concert and Billy Idol and all this shit, and
Or
it
you
ended up
thought
being
so.
yeah, it was great. It was
Yeah.
it went right along. It's perfect. Let's talk Billy and what's his face, Xavier, for a second. See, I keep doing one actor and one character. What do you guys think? I had problems with both, in a sense that it got old. They gave
Yeah.
him such a cartoon character.
I liked it in the beginning.
And I think that Xavier, his character was best right there that night in the camp, when he started to get really, really freaked out after his little pimp daddy came in and he saw the death of him. After that, there was To the Oven was his best performance.
He was like, once he died, he got boring.
Yeah. Their ghosts were over. Their ghosts were just too much. It was too much on screen. They were leading characters, so they had to show them constantly on screen, and they had nowhere to go. They had nowhere to change their characters. So it was this comic book kind of 80s kind of character, which worked, and they did great in it. It's just, as a viewer, it was exhausting. It was like, okay, enough.
You know who I loved? Surprisingly, kind of thought hit it out of the park was Gus.
Yeah, he did really well. He did.
He didn't get old. He just got more interesting to me anyway.
Well, see, that was the thing with Gus and with Ray and with even Mr. Shu. Who else was in there? Trevor and of all the older camp directors, their ghosts were not cartoon characters. Their ghosts maintained their personalities, but Montana and Xavier's complete character changed. It was like we had real moments with Xavier. We had real human moments with Montana, and then all of a sudden they become a ghost, and they're nothing more than a cartoon character. They never,
because they were all never matched. They were taking revenge.
Yeah, it was exactly. They stuck with that little revenge story. They stuck with the ha, I'm sinister kind of thing, and wrote it till the end.
And then they mellowed out and got nice after they found out everything that was going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, the whole season.
We're on the finale.
The whole season was great through the whole first part, because it was all one big long night, and we were just like, okay, this is the
I thought it was going to keep going,
but it worked really well.
I actually hoped after by the time we were getting to episode 4, I prayed, please let this all be one night. I really, really
well, that's what I said. I said it's going to be the same night. It's going to just keep going.
Amazing. Let the finale be just like Roanoke. Let the finale be right at dawn. It would have been really amazing. But to not have the finale that they gave us, I couldn't sacrifice.
No, they had to go to show all the stuff with Lily.
Yeah,
the whole Jingles thing.
But
he ended up becoming the main character.
We only needed one episode of that trash to get to Lily, or even half an episode of that, because those 2 episodes from 5 and 6, you just cut out the season. 5 and 6.
Yeah, we didn't need them.
No, the whole prison mess, the whole freaking Donna.
And
everything. Oh God, get out of here. The Lost Smoke.
Dead Emma walking.
Dead Emma walking.
They could have just cut to her with Donna in the car, and she said, "I broke you out of jail."
That kind of stuff may have been fine in a different season if that was the tone of that was kind of the tone of the entire Apocalypse season. It was a real kind of great, kind of weird shit.
I thought it was.
That didn't follow the fun campy stuff that this season had. It just got weird. It just got out of character, and then it got right back to the campy / serious and kind of real character moments when Lily came in. So it was a mixed bag for me. But
which kind of because I liked the 100th episode, the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking on the phone that night, the first 15 minutes, and then all of a sudden jumped the shark.
When the music was ridiculous. They went from Billy Idol into Black Sabbath, And I love that they chased Richard Ramirez down the streets of Paranoid and that he called the cops on him. It was all great. So they got to the prison.
Yep. And then it jumped the shark.
And I was like, this is going to be awesome. And then it was like, huh? I don't want to watch Emma in her cell.
It was so fun. The emotions that were riding so high at the end of the finale, I had not seen from American Horror Story since like Hotel, or since like even Coven, that people were jumping online and just couldn't wait to talk about it. And that's what was so freaking amazing about the finale, is that they gave us a moment, a half-hour moment or hour moment of an episode that we have been wanting for back in American Horror Story for the last like 5 seasons. That finale was, I cannot get
it was good
about that finale.
It was
freaking special.
happy, which is very weird for American Horror Story. Like you're right, like Coven at the end,
beautiful.
When they're all walking down the stairs and everything is as it should be.
Song is playing. Oh, see,
Coven was a perfect finale for me.
And with a slasher campy 80s show, you would never have suspected that.
And the music was perfect.
Actually, Sarah just asked what your guys' favorite song was.
Because hello, the music
favorite song.
Really good. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is our music. This is what the music we grew up on. This is what And Sarah, just to let you know, I grew up with 80s new wave music from the UK. That's where I was from. Duran Duran, Depeche Mode, Ultravox. Spandau Ballet. That's me. And for this season, me and my husband were sitting there going over the music because he's a huge music buff, and we were going over the music as he was watching the episodes, because he kind of binge watched them, catching up with me, and we were talking about the time frames of certain songs and when certain songs were released. It wasn't all in 1984. There was a lot of kind of going around. It was a general kind of mid 80s kind of rotation that they had going on there, but it still worked, and it still worked for the emotion. But for me, it never fails. It always gets me going. I don't care what film it's in, what commercial it's in. When you put Cruel Summer on, it's over. An anime of Cruel Summer. As soon as that song comes on, I'm there. I'm so there. It's such a silly, stupid little song, but it gets you right in the feels.
Right in there.
Yep, right in there.
So
I was glad
you loved all of them. There's a lot of songs that you hear in American Horror Story that artists don't let other people use their music. And I was reading an article with Ryan, because my husband is actually in the music industry. He works with writers. And a lot of people don't let you use their music. Perfect example. I have never heard Paranoid in a movie or in a television show, Black Sabbath, at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't even 1984. That song was from 1974. But I have never heard it used.
Mm-hmm.
They don't let their songs go. And Ryan was saying that he has never been turned down. People in the entertainment industry respect him so much, they give him their music.
Yeah. Well, they always, they're in every single season of every show they do. And when we're talking 911, we're talking all of their different shows, even all the way back to Nip Tuck, is
Glee.
Their music for them, Glee. Well, yeah. But the music for them is another character. It is a plot device.
Yeah, and a lot of songs you don't hear. There's a lot of stuff that I'm like, they let them use that song, because I know they don't let people use. You don't hear Ozzy stuff anywhere, or Black Sabbath anywhere. You hear Billy Idol once in a while, not Flesh for Fantasy, but that happens to be like my favorite Billy Idol song, probably.
Well, for me, it was Duran Duran and Mike and the Mechanics.
Yeah, well, that song just makes you cry.
Yeah, it makes me cry every time I hear it.
We're huge Duranis here, and when Save a Prayer came on, we had a huge debate back in my house. It was like, is that the live version from Rio? Or is that because that was in 1984? Is that the single version from Rio? And we were going back.
What year did that come out? Wait.
Exactly. We were Googling years and everything of music, because we grew up in that music. So we knew where we were in our lives, in our childhoods, when we bought the Rio album, or when, the Arena album came out, whatever, we were there. We're like, wait a minute, that's not 84. Okay, if that's not 84, then it came out single. And then what else was funny is I grew up in the UK and he grew up in America here in LA, so we were able to talk the different cultures of music in the 80s. It was very kind of parallel and kind of very different. So that's always a fun discussion as well. You promised bloodbath. We were promised bloodbath, and all we got was a shower. See, some people. Okay, Sarah brings up a really good.
That's a mixed
some
one.
people were very. Some people.
I don't know. Margaret and a wood chipper. Pretty much is
I thought it was pretty. I think they pulled off the gore factor this time.
I see what she's saying though, and a lot of people are talking about this online because they said people going into the finale. Mary was even talking about this in the pre-show, but going into the finale that day when she was on, is people are on the edge of their seat waiting for the big 80s themed
like Chainsaw Massacre.
The big Chainsaw Massacre, the big villain of the season, to going against and slaughtering everybody, and it just being this big, huge mass, thing. And instead, they went the complete opposite and gave us something, like they said, a shower, just something. The gore moments were there.
Throw Margaret into a wood chipper.
They did have an epic, huge slaughter. I think people were wanting, and rightly so. They should have wanted it. That means they did their job in presenting the 1980s theme, because they told you you're going to get every single step of the way. You're going to get this 80s love all the way up to the end, and then we're going to swing it on you. And that was the twist. That was the big moment.
And what about what happened to the real nurse, Rita? Holy crap!
I think they were expecting that big, huge montage at the end. The whole, and I get it. I totally get it. They could have left every single kill out and still given us that finale. That finale was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I mean, I thought putting her into a wood chipper was pretty cool.
It was funny. Oh god, that was a great choice. I read just the other day they were redoing Sister. Oh god, why? See, some of these movies don't need to be touched.
They redo everything.
Yes.
Yeah,
Buffy. He originally wanted Chet to be the boyfriend, but then they changed it at the last minute. That's what happened.
Chet to be the boyfriend.
I mean, you kind of felt like Chet could go with anybody.
That's his Book's boyfriend. So how the hell did she end up with Ray?
Because he changed his mind again.
Gus was. Oh yeah, Gus was.
That was the original plan. Yeah, when they announced the cast, that was the original plan.
Oh, that Gus.
They made Gus gay at the end of it. They made him gay at the end of it.
They made him.
They made him become a bisexual at the end, which I thought was great.
Maybe their chemistry wasn't great.
Maybe
their chemistry, because Gus was already up for the challenge. Well, we know Emma Roberts is a bitch when it comes around guys anyway. That could have been an issue. Who knows? But then also, Gus. This is new for Gus. All of this stuff was. This is his first gig, so that could have been part of the complication as well.
I thought my God, when he was going to be with Birdie, he was with everybody.
I thought that was great.
New opportunity.
That's right.
Nothing else to do here. I got to sleep with everybody.
I also think when they created the White Wedding story around Brooke, I think it would have been a little much if she jumped right in the second and had a boyfriend. And I think the original plan for Gus was that he was going to be the boyfriend. He was going to be her boyfriend, and I don't think that went along with the character that she was playing.
Yeah, because she didn't hook up with anybody after that.
Yeah, the wedding wasn't too long ago. She was still pawning over that ring. Joy Box.
Yeah, I think she was done with God.
Yeah. So this is just when they write these shows, they're still filming them as they're airing. So it's like when we're seeing that
right before the end of the last. That it was still filming when it was the finale.
So they could see when it's not working, and they can see when they need character changes. They can see where actors don't have chemistry. All that stuff. It's constant change. Oh, Finn.
Yes.
Yes. Nobody.
Finn.
Again, that was another Lily-esque moment for me. It's like when you have Finn roll up in that car and give cahoots to that Uber driver. This Uber driver thing is becoming a real theme with American Horror Story, where we're starting to try and look at connections with the Uber driver. It's funny. But Ryan must have had some crazy ass sex in an Uber or something, because he's always got some weird kind of sexual tension in Ubers. But Finn rolls up in the very, very beginning of the episode. We were like 2019. This is whoa. Where are we at? And with a stroke of masterclass, a veteran walks on the set, and he's like, you could tell a veteran from the new cast, and Finn was able to carry that entire episode. It was absolutely, it was like he was in the whole season, just like Lily. Like he was always meant to be there. And then they always talk about, well, we didn't get Sarah, we didn't get Evan. Love them both to pieces. We didn't need them.
Well, they originally
they-
said that Sarah was the lady in white, and they
Yeah.
just reported it wrong.
Did she ever say that though? Because
No.
I think that was the
It
real.
was just another.
She never
It's like
actually.
they said Evan was going to be a young Billy Idol.
That role was created for Lily. Let me tell you, that role was Lily Rabb.
Yep.
Now I could have seen Evan come in as a young Billy Idol. I could
Well,
see
he
them do
dressed
that.
like that for Halloween a couple of years, and somebody put it online, like, look at what.
That may have been why they used Billy Idol. Was that little surprise there to have Evan come back? But I think it's better to keep.
I don't know. Ryan said he had never even anticipated asking him because there was never going to be a festival.
Ryan said.
I watched an interview with him like 2 days ago, and they were talking about the music.
Okay.
And he said, well, there was never going to be a concert, so I wasn't going to ever ask Billy, other than he did use a lot of his music.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I believe that's fair because they could have written it just the same way the 80s present. They were never going to show a concert. They were never going to.
He said there was never ever supposed to be one.
And actually, I'm glad that they didn't concert.
Yes, and I was really hoping that Evan would not show up, especially after he made a big, huge public announcement saying that he had to sit
Yeah,
the
I
season
don't
out.
think anybody was going to show up who said they weren't going to.
Because Evan, when Evan did all those interviews after Cult, it really kind of broke my heart because he was really kind of reaching out through the press to say, this shit is killing me. He's like, this is really, really taking me. It's a huge toll on me. It's affected my life. It's affected my social life. It's affected my sanity. And he was like, he did some really intense interviews after Cult, just saying really how deep this was. And by him coming up and still on the heels of that, saying it's still carried with him, it's still with him, that he needs to take a break for his mental health. He needs to take a break for his sanity, to just, walk away from the scene for a while, walk away from these characters for a while. I really appreciated that. And I really was hoping that he would stick to that. And that would be his,
everybody was just like, it was just the internet.
All I cared about was
National Enquirer.
Sarah was going to show up. It's like, that's not the point of
it took Evan 2 years to recover from Cult. 2 years to recover from Cult.
Yes. I don't think he may even.
The writing of this was not so as intense as the other seasons.
No.
And it was what it was. It was an ode to 1984. It was wrapped up in a nice little bow for us.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
Evan lived Cult. It was hard.
Yeah,
really,
he
really,
did.
Really
and we didn't need Evan or Sarah this year because everybody else did a great job.
It would have been a distraction if they threw them in the finale. To tell the truth, it would have taken me out of the finale. Be like, oh, well, there's Evan Peters. There's Sarah.
Yeah, they were never going to come.
Yeah.
It was all just people on the internet.
Off.
Doesn't that bother you? Too many rumors, too many falls.
Again, it's the damn connection bullshit. It's like, when are we going to have this? And when is the murder house going to come into it? And when are we going to have the witches again? Never. Oh, I hope never. Ryan, don't ever write them again.
People go over the top.
You look at what is really good about American Horror Story is it's the unique, new, individual stories. It's like when we talk about Asylum, we weren't worried about what the people in Murder House were doing. It was these new patients in Asylum and this crazy ass nun who was running this. Then we move on to Coven, and we weren't worried about what was happening back at the Asylum. We were now about Ms. Robichaux's Academy and who the next Supreme was going to be. Then we get onto the Freak Show, and we're worried about these real actors who are real freaks and are playing these real characters. Everything was new. Everything was fresh. Then all of a sudden, Pepper shows up, and it's like, well, hell. Here we go. And then all fans wanted to do was make the connections instead of listening to the stories that they were telling.
Which they didn't do in Hotel. There's nothing connected.
Nope.
Apocalypse showed us that this connection bullshit can get out of hand. And all we want to do is, here fans. We'll give you everything you want. And they give us nothing but trash TV. Apocalypse sucked. Completely sucked because of that. It could have been a really cool story.
If you guys are liking the stream, please thumb it up.
Do we do thumbs up?
Yeah, I know we're getting a little off kilter.
Tell us what you like.
We'll be back next week. So please subscribe and keep an eye out. But yeah, we're having a good time.
Things that are not American.
Let's wrap up. We're we're going about an hour. People need to go on with their lives. We don't need to be posting a 2-hour-long thread. Yeah. So we'll wrap. We'll just present a final thing. Is there anything anybody else wants to say about what they loved, what they hated, what they missed, or whatever? Because this is going to be kind of our wrap up on American Horror Story.
Yeah.
We our show will be moving on to different things after this, and we may get on rants like this again, or we may just have to sit back and laugh and have a lot of fun. It's going to depend on the day. It's going to depend on
or depend on what's happening. If people are Popeyes being thrown out because there's no more sandwiches.
Yep.
Or something else crazy is going on in the world.
Yeah, just like so you know, you never really know what you're going to get with us. So it's kind of up in the air.
You open the fridge, you don't know what's in there late night.
Yep.
Late night snacks. You don't know what's in there. So that's
for example,
that's be.
Sagittarius starts next week. So I'm going to be doing a thing about astrology. Michael and I's birthdays are 3 days apart. So
December 7th, I'm for Harbor Day, you guys.
And I'm the 10th.
I'm the oddball out because I'm a Leo.
No, because you're a Leo. You're a fire sign. You're a perfect match.
As you guys can see, we're going to be talking some zodiac stuff, obviously.
Yep. I've done an interview about since I was 12.
There's going to be something for everybody. There's going to be a lot of fun, and also we
always
talk about how we want to be an engagement. Musicals exactly. We want to engage people in the conversation. So if there's something you guys want to use our platform for to talk about,
thank you, Tammy. We love you,
Tammy.
Tammy, BRT, much love, much love. Mary, we're with you.
And Sarah. Oh my God.
Mary, thank you.
You woke up at 3 a.m. My gosh.
And by the way, guys, Sarah was the first invite that has gone out as a guest for our show.
Yes.
Sarah will be on our show sometime in the near future.
Sometime
Sarah,
in the
thank
future.
you. Welcome. We appreciate it. Love you. All right.
Thank you guys so much.
No, we're going to say goodbye, and we will see you next week. Take care, guys.
Have a wonderful Turkey Day.
And we're out. No, we're not.
They're not.
So you said, Kevin, remember?